Hi everyone, and welcome to part 3 of A Haunting in New York. This is a true story. It is to the best of my recollection. At the end of this video, I'm going to post a photo of my mother and my grandmother. It was either her communion or her confirmation. And at the church that we was all raised in. And I had found 2 photos because my children, well, they've gotten into my photos. Tons of them are missing. But I have one of me and my brother-in-law, Sam, who's passed away, in the kitchen of that house. I want to say it was either Thanksgiving or Christmas. Then there was another photo of me, my older sister, in the background that you can barely see, a few of the grandbabies, and my mother's last Christmas in that house. That was December, and she passed in July. As I told you, I blame the house for her death. I really do believe that, and I'm going to tell you why I believe that. I'll start with that I had bought her a cross, and I had went to the Catholic Church, and I had the priest to bless the cross. I took the cross to my mother and put it around her neck for protection. Well, I don't know how long after, but the cross went missing. It was never found. When my mother got even sicker, like I mentioned, she had a boyfriend. But y'all, he didn't treat her kindly when she was sick. So I ended up taking my mother to my house, where I had my older sister's baby and my 4 little babies, and my mom, in a single wide mobile home. My husband slept on the enclosed porch that he had built for my hair salon. And I slept on the couch, and my mother had my old bedroom. Well, after she passed, I never slept back in that bedroom again. I don't know why. I went and slept on the porch with my husband. I just never went back to that bedroom. I had an uncanny feeling. Well, anyway, a few years after my mom passed, her boyfriend passed. He also passed from cancer. Which that could have been partially me praying that he would know the suffering that my mother suffered, that he put her through. I don't know. But after that, me and my husband moved to North Carolina. And we let my husband's stepdaughter have the mobile home. Well, she later passed from cancer. And then her daughter took over the mobile home. Now, I don't know who's got the mobile home now. I kind of lost track of it. But her husband passed from cancer. So, I don't know how to explain, 3 cancer deaths after my mom's passing, all while living in a mobile home that I bought my mom to. And like I said, I always had an odd feeling after that. So, I know that when I sold the house, let me get to the part where I sold the house. My mother put it up for sale before she passed. And my sister and my mother's boyfriend kind of fought me. I was in charge of it. Well, anyway, we had a buyer. And the buyer came to the house. And I can't remember which horror movie it was in, but it's the little old lady. I want to say it might have been Poltergeist. Short lady, like a midget kind of lady. Well, when she came to the house to see it, this woman was a spitting image of her. So I told her all about the house. You know, and she said that she believed in that stuff, that it didn't bother her, that she was buying the house for a friend of hers that was going to put an art studio in the attic. Well, needless to say, the next time I went to New York, the house was back on the market. And so I called to go over there with the real estate agent to see the house. Well, when I went upstairs in the attic, my mother's two favorite holidays was Christmas and Halloween. And she had a Christmas tree and a skeleton hanging in the attic. That's just where she kept them. Well, y'all, when I went up to the attic with the real estate agent, those were still hanging there. Now, this has got to be a few years later anyway, right? And I could feel my mom in the house. I don't know, maybe keeping the evil at bay. But, or she might have kicked it out, and it might have went to my mobile home. That might be what happened to everybody that passed from cancer. I don't know, but I find it oddly strange. So anyway, he never did a thing to the attic. Nothing. It looked exactly like when I sold it, when we walked out of it. Now, when my mom first bought the house, remember I told you that she had a lot of electrical issues with the house. And she had to have all the electrical redone in the house. Well, she also redid a fireplace that was in the living room. And the whole wall was done in different color, big stone. Now, people say my mother was brave. You know, I think that it was more that this was her first house ever. And it was her dream. And she always wanted a house. And she wasn't about to give up her house and what she always wanted her whole life. And I will tell you some of my mom's life stories so that you can better understand where I'm coming from. But anyway, the house did sell again. And it went back on the market maybe a year, 2 years later. I really would like to do some looking into it to see how many times the house sold since I sold it. I want to say it was 1988 when I sold it. And there are people in that house today. I would just love to knock on their door and question and ask them things. But, and I don't know how long they've been there, but I do know that that house sold numerous times. Because the one time I came by there, the kitchen window on the side of the house was broken out. Now let me tell you what happened when we went by there. Me and my daughter and her boyfriend. And we was up there for my aunt's funeral. No, I'm wrong. That was another time, I believe. Well, no, was it? No, it was. It was my aunt's funeral. All right, well, anyway. So, y'all, right when you go past my mom's house, down a little ways, there's a stop sign. Y'all, My daughter's boyfriend did not see the stop sign, I guess, and he went through it. And the cops pulled us and gave him a ticket. I'm going to tell you something. That's how bad of luck that damn house was and is. It's got to be to this day. It didn't just up and disappear. And I would like to know how long these people's been in it and see how long they last. It's not funny, but I would like to see that. So, that concludes my story, as far as to the best of my knowledge, of my mother's house. I have tons of other incidences that has happened to me in my lifetime. Okay, y'all. And Mindy, I can't wait to hear your stories. I just love hearing hauntings, but I love true hauntings. I don't like fake or made up. Well, y'all know that, probably, by now. All right, well, y'all have a good night and take care. Bye now.